Hey everybody, it's Reckless, and welcome to Break the Fourth Wall. So, in this video, what I want to do is go over what I feel is the best Voidwalker subclass in the Rise of Iron. Now, as you see right now, this is my old build, and my old build I actually changed in the April update that obviously happened last April, 2016. Now, what I did say in that build is I did want to make sure that everyone did have a tier 2, at least a tier 2 in strength, and try to max out your discipline and intellect as far as possible. Now, in that build, I was using nothing manacles, and I did go with this subclass build. Whoops. It did have Scatter Grenade, Blink, Shatter, Lifesteal, Arcane Force, The Hunger, Divine Order, as well as Embrace the Void. Now, a few things have changed to my build. Now, currently, you still want to have that tier 2 in strength, but you also do want to, in this new build, max out on discipline and get as high as intellect as you can. So we're going to start off with armor first, because armor is actually very important. We're not using nothing manacles anymore. We are using the Ophidian Aspect. And what the Ophidian Aspect does is, the main perk on this is Viper Totemic, which improved energy drain and weapons ready and reload very quickly. Secondary perks on this are Snap Discharge, Impact Induction, Energy Projection, and Momentum Transfer. Now, these gauntlets are pretty good. Even though it doesn't seem like they're good, they're pretty damn good. But I'll get into that in just a second. Now, other pieces of gear that actually are important to have are your chest piece that has Void Armor, as well as your leg armor that has Void Double Down. Obviously, increase the maximization of your Void subclass. Now, when you guys are jumping, sprinting, when you guys are jumping or blinking and you land, you normally almost 100% run into sprint lock. And that is a bitch. You do not want to run into sprint lock when you were using this build, because this is a fast-paced build, and to prevent that from happening, you want to make sure you are using the Memory of Yolder, which removes sprint cooldown penalty. So, no more sprint lock. Unlimited sprint. Don't have to worry about anything. Alright? So, moving on. As for the subclass itself, we are going to change it. As you already seen, we had Axiom Bolt, Blink. Your jump can be anything you actually want. I prefer Lance, as well as Lifesteal. As for this perk, it's going to be changed to Arcane Wisdom, Annihilate, and Divine Order, as well as Embrace the Void. Now, I know what you're going to say. Reckless, for a Lifesteal build, wouldn't you want the Hunger? And the answer to that is no. And the reason being is because when you have Annihilate increases the size of explosions created by Nova Bomb and grenades. So, when you're using Lance and your Axiom Bolt, the explosions are bigger. A lot better. However, not only do you want to use Annihilate over the Hunger, but the Ophidian Aspect gives you the Hunger in its perk. So when you use a grenade and you kill an enemy with it, you will automatically regain that grenade back and still have like 1 second to spare. So that's what makes this like perfect for this build. Now, this is a fast-paced build, and I will say that Snap Discharge and Energy Projection are the best 2 perks to have on this gauntlets versus the Impact Induction and Momentum Transfer. However, you could tinker with these however you feel. But normally, gauntlets would either have one or the other. It would never have both. The fact that you can have both makes this makes this gauntlet like lethal in PvE and PvP. The fact that I can melee fast and throw a grenade far, that's amazing. That really is. As for weapons, I'm starting to like the Suros DIS-47 pretty good. I use SPO 28s, Hammer Forged, Hipfire, and Rifle Barrel. If it was up to me, I wouldn't have Hipfire on this because you're normally sighting down the majority of the time. And the range on this is huge. Huge, huge. But before I continue with the weapons, I do want to go back to the subclass for a second. Now, as you can see, the recovery is higher than the armor, and the agility is following shortly right behind the armor. Reason being is, like I said, this is a fast build. So you want to get in, get out, and keep going. This is perfect for those people who run and gun with shotguns, who run and gun even with fusion rifles, and who just want to run into an area, want to run into an area and Nova Bomb all the enemies in that area. Lance perfectly stops them from having time to react. I used to use Shatter, and I got pissed off a lot when people would jump out of my Nova Bomb because they timed their jump perfectly. And it happened so many times, I just got so frustrated. So I learned how to actually aim. Go figure, right? With as many kids as I have, you would think I'd know how to aim already. So I learned how to aim better with Lance, and I learned how to stop that blink or that jump above my Nova Bomb. So Lance definitely does pretty good with that. Also, Lance is perfect for stopping other players' supers. When I hear hammers go off and I'm close, I'm hitting them with the Nova Bomb. When I hear Blade Dancer go off, I'm hitting them with the Nova Bomb. Only thing that this is a little bit hard to go against is gunslingers. And obviously their, one shot freaking shot from their hand cannon just sucks. But it will at least do a 1-for-1. As for Stormcallers, it shuts them down. Lance is just a perfect super shutdown. It really is. So, moving back on to the weapons, I am using the Last Ditch 101. This is the vendor roll for the Dead Orbit. I am using CQB Ballistics, Flared Magwell, Hammer Forged, and Rangefinder. Now, this compared to the Conspiracy Theory, it has the same amount of impact. The Conspiracy Theory does have that little bit amount of range. However, the Last Ditch has better rate of fire, better stability, and a better reload speed, even though it only has 5 rounds in the magazine versus the Conspiracy Theory that has 6. However, reloading those 5 rounds is a lot better than having 6, unless you're in a tight pinch. But even reloading that 1 round is still good. Now, in PvE, for our heavy, I use the Gallahorn, Iron Gallahorn to be specific, hands down. However, in PvP, I will switch to the Zombie Apocalypse. But as for the Iron Gallahorn, we are using Soft Launch, Snapshot, and Tracking. Obviously, the Wolfpack rounds come automatically. As for my Zombie Apocalypse, I have Linear Compensator, Eye of the Storm, Brace Frame, and Crowd Control. This legendary machine gun with Crowd Control is a beast. The stability on this thing is amazing. However, I would actually prefer to have a different perk besides Brace Frame. And Small Bore doesn't really help out with the stability that well. And the same thing with Eye of the Storm. I don't like relying on perks that work once my health gets lower. Your Ghost, you could choose whatever. But that is pretty much the build. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments below. If you liked it or feel this video was helpful, feel free to share it, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. That way you guys can stay up to date with all of my videos. I'm Reckless, and remember, own your success, and I will see you guys next time. You guys don't even know how much I love this build. This build's freaking amazing.